We're living in a world where comedians won't even go to college campuses anymore because the students don't laugh. They have been brainwashed that everything is potentially offensive and the language isn't inclusive enough, and they've got all these words they've thrown at these college kids, and now their brains are incapable of critical thought without first consulting this made-up ideal that we live in some fantasy, magical, fairy unicorn land where no one is allowed to ever be offended. And I wonder to myself, how have we come this far down this road of them being able to do that to people who live in a country where the very first amendment in the Bill of Rights is the freedom of speech? Pretty soon they're going to criminalize thought. Okay? They're working on the technology to do that now. So I haven't watched this video yet. My mother told me I need to go see this. This actually happened at University of Texas at Austin. Let's watch this together.
Oh, so what's your name and your badge number?
My name is Officer Womsey.
Womsey? Okay.
1948.
Okay.
So will you allow me to speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so basically what I was saying earlier, we had somebody that was offended by the gestures you were making, and that's our job, is to make sure that that doesn't happen, because these are students that's walking in this mall, like right here. I know you're not on campus, but you're right on campus offending students on the campus. So the job here is to write you up as a citation, disorderly conduct, for offending someone.
My job here is to write you up for offending someone. That's a University of Texas Austin police officer. That's a police officer. It may be a campus police officer, but he still can give you tickets and arrest you and all the same stuff. Guy wasn't even technically on campus, but he offended someone on the campus, and the cop just said his job is to write people tickets for offending people.
Excuse me, can you read me the code where it says you can't offend someone? It's just, you shouldn't even have to address this, but it's so unsettling and...
A horrifying Orwellian nightmare? The crime of offense.
Disorderly conduct for offending someone.
Does freedom of speech protect offensive speech?
Does freedom of speech do what?
Protect offensive speech?
It doesn't matter if freedom of speech. Someone was offended. That's against the law. I don't want to argue.
Oh my God. I laugh, but it makes me want to spontaneously combust. Who wants to be in this world?
Oh my God. Oh my God. It doesn't matter. Freedom of speech. You offended someone.
And the whole point of freedom of speech is it protects offensive speech. You don't have to protect non-offensive speech. No one's going to say anything about that. No one cares about non-offensive speech. And who wouldn't want to live in a world with a few spare assholes instead of a bunch of marshmallows who get their feelings hurt at words?
I want to know what exactly it was the guy did that offended. Let's find out.
With you, it's against the law.
I'm sorry, can you say that again? It's against the law to offend somebody?
Yes.
Okay. So, why? I mean, I thought freedom of speech was to protect...
I gotta get your ID, man. I mean, I don't mind you doing the camera, but you have to work with me like I'm working with you.
Offensive.
I told you the words earlier. I said that you use anus. I said that you were offending the sorority.
Well, that could be a biological class.
He just said it. I guess he's offensive.
He said the word anus, you guys. He said anus. It wasn't even ass. It was anus, and he offended a sorority girl. Anus? My God, how offensive. I cannot believe such offensive words would just be uttered in a public area. What are we, like in Victorian England? What the hell is going... That's a part of your body. I guess he should be lucky he didn't say vagina, because that one really upsets people.
Anus is a bias. That's also a bias.
Penis! Oh, no, he said penis. Well, that's it. I mean, sorority girls just... I'm sure that they probably are just totally offended by penis all the time. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I don't know. How do you take this seriously? And yet here it is on video happening right now. People are having themselves being written tickets for saying words like anus and penis, not on a college campus, but near it. Near it. Because they offended someone, you don't have free speech. What?
Is there a way you'd like me? What were the words you'd recommend? Biological words. What would be the suggested words I should use next time?
I can't tell you what to do, sir.
I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you all of the words that we have criminalized because they offend people. And you have these other ones in the background standing around with their arms all crossed like it's the wolf pack circling.
See, like, for example, in Canada, they have hate speech laws. Also Australia. But I'm very proud of America that they have these freedom of speech laws that protects offensive speech. Because there's no point in having a freedom of speech law if it doesn't protect offensive speech.
You're absolutely right, but when you offend somebody else, then it's our job to do something about it, and that's why I'm here trying to tell you what you should do so you can offending somebody.
You're absolutely right. Double
Right.
thought, but my job is to protect
I
against
can go to-
offensive speech. Well, good luck, Superman.
Offending someone, disorderly conduct, that's against the law.
okay.
I told him, it's DLC. We're going to write him up for it because we had somebody that said they're offended by the words he was using. He indicates that this First Amendment, he can say what he wants, freedom of speech, but that's not what the law says. The law says, if you offend somebody and they want to press charges, you can't do that. So that's where we at right now.
And he's
Then he
agreeing
asked
with
me if he
it.
can
He says freedom of speech, but that's not what the law says. The law says if you offend somebody and they want to press charges, that's what they can do. This wasn't just one cop doing this. You saw the other cop came over. There's all these cops standing around watching this. All of these cops were in agreement with this. No one did anything to stop it anyway. So they acted as though they had the power to enforce this bogus, made up. The guy couldn't even cite the law. He just kept saying it's the law, but he couldn't actually cite where it's a law you can't offend someone. So he's walking around in a costume with his badge and everything, giving people citations for laws that don't exist. He's the police. He's supposed to know what the law is. Okay? It took a lawyer calling the campus to get this fixed. They voided the citation. They're going to give this guy training. But there were, you saw the video. There was like 6 cops in that video. They all obviously need the training. Shouldn't they have already had whatever that training is before they're given the power to write people citations and potentially arrest them for offending someone? Because that's the next step, and you know it's coming. This is ridiculous. We live in such a crazy land. I'm not going to watch the rest of it. I can't watch another 5 minutes of these cops acting like their heads have been opened like a flip top, and their brains have been sucked out. And they have nothing but an empty space where dust bounces around inside. And they have they are automatons for the state. And they're breeding a campus filled with automatons who have no critical thinking skills whatsoever. That's the future of the younger generations. No critical thinking skills, totally brainwashed out, thought crime.
I know I would thank.
I know that you
I want
offended someone, and I'm just doing my job.
Well, I would
okay?
like to thank you for protecting my freedom of speech, but
You offended someone, and I'm just doing my job. You heard it.